Hey, welcome back, guys. Today is a pretty special day for me. It's one I've been looking forward to for a long time. So remember the carbs that I sent off to the professional carb guy for the Magna? I finally got them back earlier this week, and today's the first day that I've had to work on the bike. So I'm out here taking the old carbs off, and I'm going to slap the new ones on and see what this bike can actually do for the first time. So as you can see, I've already gotten started here, but I'll just tell you what I did real quick. So if you're gonna swap carbs on a V65 Magna of this generation, you just need to take the airbox off. So the top part, where is it? Over there, just has a screw on each side. And this here has 4 screws, 1, 2, and 3, and what was the other one? 4 right there. And then this thing pops off, and now you're ready to get the carbs off. And I've actually already popped it loose, but all you got to do is undo all these. Let me get some light in there. There we go. All we got to do is undo these screws here. Focus. We got to undo 1, 2, 3, 4 screws on each side, and that loosens up these rubber things. And then literally you just take a pry bar. I couldn't even find one, so I just used this piece of flat stock and literally just pop it off. Use the head for leverage on each side. So just pop it off, it's super easy. And at that point, you just need to disconnect your cables and slide the thing out. This cable I wasn't able to get disconnected, so I'm gonna do as soon as I pull it out, but you can slide it out either side. I think I'm gonna try and slide it out this way this time and see how that goes for me. So should come out pretty easy. Here we go. And ta-da, got the carbs out. I went ahead and turned it upside down and loosened these little screws that let you drain the gas out of the bowls. So I'm doing that. When I turned it upside down to undo the screws, gas started leaking out the bottom, so I just set it out here so the gas could drain out. Looks like it's done draining out that way, so I'm going to flip it over. See if I can get it all to drain out. See, there it goes. I guess I'll turn it at an angle here. But anyways, that's what those guys look like. Pretty rough shape. I rebuilt these myself. Obviously it didn't go so good because, like I say, in the higher RPMs I was bogging out and just losing all power, so that's a pain. As you can see here, I had to do some funky stuff. Of course I showed you guys before, but it worked, but not super great. So now look at these beauties. These things were pretty clean when they came off this bike. They were gummed up, which is why I had to take them off. And I had recently rebuilt those ones, which is why I had those on the bike. In the meantime, I sent these to this guy who cleaned and rebuilt them, and they look absolutely phenomenal. He replaced the inside parts and everything, so they're 110% ready to go. And I'm super stoked about it because now I can find out what this bike can actually do. So like I said, it's pretty exciting. He's got them all synced and everything, so really I just got to throw them on the bike and go. The guy even includes, let's see, some instructions on installing them and things like that if you need that, priming them and whatnot. Goes in a new fuel filter. If you're doing an old bike that you're kind of resurrecting and it hasn't run in years, obviously you want to put that on there. I already did that when I recently tuned up this bike, so I'm not gonna worry about that right now. These are some O-rings for the coolant lines, I believe. I'm not leaking any coolant, so I'm not gonna worry about it for now. This is the guy that does it. As far as I know, it's probably one of, if not the best guys you could send these to. He just does V4 Hondas. He's been doing it for years and years. He's probably done thousands of them. Hit him up, shoot him an email, whatever you want to do. Call him. He's really sharp. There's his prices and stuff. His communication's great. He finished the carbs quickly and sent them back to me. Just an all-around good deal. And I'll let you guys know at the end of the video how these carbs work, but looking at them now, they look absolutely flawless, so I can't imagine that the bike would ride any other way than flawless. So I'm gonna throw these on the bike and then take a break to eat pizza and then put it back together and see how she runs. Alright, so when you're putting the carbs back on, just pop them on, make sure all the boots are there, and then put these back boots on first and tighten the screws on them. As you can tell, they're a bit off there, but really they're tight. I'm not gonna worry about it much. And then you just take a ratchet strap, okay, and hook it to this thing right here, run it, and be sure you run it through this route that I'm showing you so you don't break anything. Yeah, because the feet here will be like way the heck up here, and there's no way that you could just muscle them in there. At least I'm not that strong. If you're the Hulk or something, you can do it, then good for you, but when you get to doing it, you'll find that it's actually really difficult. So you just do the same thing on this side, and then you grease up your boots, and then you just start cranking away on your ratchet strap, and then it'll slowly pull the carbs down exactly where they need to be. Once you get them in there, go ahead and tighten these screws so everything's tight, and then when you're done, just do that. Take the strap off, and you have some nice installed carbs. So that's one less thing that I got to worry about. One step closer to riding this bike at its full potential. And now I'm gonna go eat that pizza I mentioned earlier. So it's the next day. Last night I ended up eating pizza and watching TV and getting tired and going to bed and being lazy. So it's now the next day, and I've actually already put the carbs on. Once you get them ratchet strapped down and into place, you just tighten all the screws and make sure everything's good. Don't forget to put this piece here back on and connect the negative here and the wire for the sensor for the coolant there, and then should be ready to start it. I went ahead and just threw the airbox back on. There's nothing to that. Put the tank back down and put these bolts back on. Now I'm just going to try and get it to start, and once it does, I will bleed the coolant and we'll be all set. So here goes nothing. Got it started. It already sounds a whole heck of a lot better, so I'm feeling good about this already. Gonna go ahead and let it warm up for a bit and get it to where it doesn't have to be choked anymore. It still wants to be choked, but it's understandable because it hasn't run in a while. But yeah, I'm gonna let it warm up and then feed my dog and then see how she sounds. Take her for a ride. Alright, well, so far so good. The thing purrs like a kitten, and it seems much more responsive to giving it gas than before. Like I said, I just warmed it up and bled the coolant, so that's all I've done so far, but I am about to take it for a ride, and we'll see what this thing can actually do. So, yeah. Wish me luck. Hopefully I don't die. Alright, so it's actually like a month later, but I just realized that I never concluded this video, so I'm going to shoot it now before I actually put the video together and post it. So, here's my conclusion to replacing the carburetors. I'm going to start off with giving you guys a better look at them in the daylight. As you can see, they're by far the prettiest and shiniest thing on the engine, and I just got the normal cleaning service from Billy. He also offers one where he like deep cleans the cars and makes them look real pretty, like on a show bike, and I didn't even go for that service, and look how clean these are. So I can only imagine what they would look like if I sprung for the extra cleaning. So you guys that are real proud of the cleanliness of your bikes and stuff like that may consider that. But all that aside, it's time to talk about how the thing performs. So beforehand, whenever I would start the bike up, I would have to choke it every time, and I would have to give it gas for a little bit and start it, run the starter for a while before the bike would actually catch and start. And now literally I choke it and it starts on like the second turnover. It's amazing. And then I can let the choke down almost immediately and the bike will stay running even when it's cold. So I'm pretty impressed with just how it starts. It actually idles just under 1,000 like it's supposed to, whereas before with the carburetors that I rebuilt, it idled at like 2,000, 2,500. So I didn't realize how big of a difference that was actually making on my highway riding. So not only was I getting worse mileage and burning a lot of fuel, but the bike just felt weird. Like when I let off the gas, it would just keep going. And so I thought that's just how it was. And then once I got them rebuilt correctly, the bike actually performs how it's supposed to. So when you let off the gas, it actually slows down. So now I can actually use the engine to brake instead of the brakes. I mean, I still use the brakes, but I can actually downshift to help slow the bike down. Whereas before, with the way the carbs were set up, I couldn't even do that. So there's that. And now, my favorite part, the power. So before, the thing had its low end power and it felt good around town and even on the highway, but the problem was whenever you got up to about 5 to 6K RPMs, it would bog. It wouldn't make it to 7K RPMs. So basically, if I tried to go really fast, or if I tried to pass somebody on the highway or something like that, the thing would just bog, and it was really annoying. So when you're just cruising, it didn't really matter. But as soon as you wanted to, say, accelerate really quickly, or pass somebody on the highway, or just speed up really quick for whatever reason, it would bog, and that was a huge bummer. Now the thing is so fast. It's literally probably 3 times as fast as it was with the carburetors that I rebuilt. Obviously, I must have screwed something up in there. Maybe there was a problem with the diaphragms, I don't know. But for whatever reason, the ones that I rebuilt were not functioning right. And the thing feels like a whole new animal, a completely different bike with these carbs on it. It's pretty impressive. Like, I had no idea the bike was actually this fast, but it's pretty quick. It's pretty amazing what a properly set of clean carburetors will do. So shout out to Billy. I'm going to put his info on the screen again. If you have a V4 and you need the carburetors clean, just hit Billy up. He's going to do you right. It's worth every penny and more. Billy, thank you, man. Completely turned his bike around, so I really appreciate that. And yeah, that's it. Who would have thought carburetors would make such a difference? So yeah, that's pretty much the end of it. I guess the moral of this one is, if you're not good at rebuilding carbs, just pay someone to do it right. So appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you in the next one.